warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now you are turning to Group 1 News. Together with my colleague at main studio, Ahmad, HAZIQ bin RAMLEE.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ahmad HAZIQ bin RAMLEE from Group 1. Our title research is Mental Health Problem Among Muslim Students. For my part, which is research scenario, I will describe briefly about our research scenario. Firstly, by 2020, mental health issues is predicted to be the second biggest health issue affecting Malaysians after heart disease. It means that it is not only the physical disease that will kill Malaysian people, but the inner disease, or we call it mental health issues or mental health disease, also will be the most serious problem that will kill people in Malaysia. Secondly, experts cite anxiety and depression among students as the key causes of mental health issues. Why the mental health issues arise in Malaysia? It is because our students facing the anxiety and depression among them in terms of studying, financial, and others. Thirdly, the Malaysian Ministry of Health is worried about the condition of mental health among students in Malaysia. And lastly, mental health issues among Malaysian students have reached a state where more negative consequences need to be addressed by our government. For our research style, we use the quantitative analysis. Because in order to get a result, a quantitative analysis approach deals with quantifying and evaluating variables. So for our research, we think it is suitable to use the quantitative style research.
Thank you to HAZIQ. Now we proceed to NOOR ISMA'ALYA binti HASBULLAH at second studio.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Noor ISMA'ALYA, going to continue about the research problem of this study. The research problem is the misunderstanding of mental health problems among Muslim students. Nowadays, people tend to misunderstand about the concept of mental health issue, especially students. Media reports such as TV programs, news, social media, movies tend to use misleading statements to explain about the mental health problem. This will result to the misconception and the misleading about mental health issues among people who do not know anything about mental health issue. So according to Corrigan and Penn, misconception refers to stereotypical behavior and perception that motivate people to distrust, condemn, avoid, and also discriminate against people that have mental illness. The title research of this study is Mental Health Problems Among Muslim Students. The research questions of the studies are: what are the factors of misunderstanding of mental health problems among Muslim students? Next, what are the common stigma or issues regarding mental health problems? And lastly, what are the solutions of mental health problems among Muslim students? The general research question is to study the effect of misunderstanding of mental health problems among Muslim students, and the specific research objectives are to identify the factors of the misunderstanding of mental health problems among Muslim students. Next, to explore the common stigmas or issues regarding mental health problems, and lastly, to analyze the solution of mental health problems among Muslim students.
Thank you to ISMA. Now we proceed to Nur FARZANA binti BAHARIN at third studio.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. I am Nur FARZANA binti BAHARIN. You are tuning into the Group 1 News. Let's take to the important headline today. Factor misunderstanding in mental health problems. One of the most well-researched factors is the lack of knowledge. According to CINESA 2000, the misinformation about the cause of mental illness is a potential factor in perpetuating stigma belief. Being misunderstood makes you doubt your own choices of action or words making you more frustrated. Next, unfamiliar with mental illness, which is not having friends or family members who are diagnosed or having mental health concern itself is a factor impact stigma. Crowley and King 2020. Unfamiliarity with mental illness, such as not experience in caregiving for a family member with a mental illness, typically result high in stigmatizing attitude about the mental health.
Thank you to Anis. Now we proceed to Noor AUNI NABIHAH BINTI OTHMAN at Fort Studio.
When we talk about mental health issues, we cannot run from the stigma of society toward it. According to Smith and Applegate 2018, stigma can be divided into two types. First, self-stigma, and second, public stigma. It is actually the misunderstanding of society towards the variety of mental disorder that arise. And this will lead to negative consequences that inhibit recovery, such as shame and embarrassment. And common stigma beliefs include that those with mental illnesses is dangerous, will not recover, and their mental illnesses is their own fault. Unfortunately, many individuals do not seek support or mental health concern due to the fear of judgment, discrimination, and stereotyping from others.
Thank you to AUNI. Me, alias CARMILA, BINTI JAMAL here will talk about the solution of mental health. Based on our findings, physical health nurse consultants will have a specific role to play in tracking the physical health of people with extreme mental illness. Other key ingredients for effective stigma reduction in healthcare contexts have also been discovered. Social communication typically applies to receiving first language testimony from individuals with experienced mental illness. It is a crucial strategy for interprofessional education approaches to stigma reduction in healthcare. Social contact has been shown to disconfirm stereotypes, diminish anxiety, It is a crucial strategy for interprofessional education approaches to stigma reduction in healthcare. Social contact has been shown to disconfirm stereotypes, diminish anxiety, heighten empathy, make personal connection, and improve understanding of recovery. Thank you. That's all for our group. Thank you. Thank you for watching Group 1 News. See you when I see you.